welcome to the Self-Made Book channel.
I'm Byron.
And I'm Bianca.
And today we have some interesting topics, I hear.
Yeah, so basically, I think on the back of this whole... Why are you laughing?
Because you didn't want to tell me, so...
Oh, right, I see. Is that what you said I hear? So on the back of this current pandemic and this whole situation, there's a few news stories that I think are really interesting for businesses. I thought we should just talk about them. Because I think these are topics that maybe are not hitting the main news and so on. So anyway, so the first one is apparently they're going to crack down on the payment cycle for small businesses. So as most people who are in business, they might know if you've got a big major client or corporate client, they've got 60-day, 90-day payment terms. So now they're saying there's this new code that they want to bring in that makes it 30 days for small businesses, and if you don't follow it, you get fined.
May I ask, who is they?
So the government is the answer.
But they're probably one of the worst offenders, I bet you.
I'm sure.
So,
But the thing is,
local authority,
yeah,
they have many tendering processes,
yeah.
Government have tendering processes, and their payments are not coming out in 30 days to small businesses.
Well, they're saying now this prompt payment code, it's designed to help cash-strapped small businesses, and it was something they brought in 2008.
I've heard about this before, yeah.
So they brought it in 2008, but they're actually suspending and fining people who are not paying, and it has to be 95% of SMEs have to be paid within that period. So it's still a 5%. It
makes sense,
leeway.
and I support it, absolutely. I think it's a fantastic initiative. I think it's all talk, but I think it should be done because SMEs, the lifeline of British business and employment, and sometimes it's outrageous that some of these big corporates take so long to pay. Why does it take 90 days? Why do you have to go through this
and
long...
you know they're not cash poor. They've got the money, they've got the liquidity.
That's why I guess they're these big businesses, they're just keeping the money in their pocket. But it's
can't blame them for that, I
guess.
It's
not fair for the SMEs to have to wait so long to get paid. And I think that even when you look at retail and all these other places, all these SMEs that are providing them with products and so on, and they just take so long to pay them. So absolutely, I am supporting that. Will it happen? I can't see it.
3,000 companies have signed the code voluntarily, and according to the Federation of Small Business, 50,000 small companies go under every year because of late payments. Yeah. So I think it's a good move, and I think if the pandemic has forced them to look at this again, I think it's a positive. So I thought it was really interesting.
I think it's a great story. I would love to see some action. Love to see it implemented. I just don't have great hope for it. How does one regulate that?
And who does one complain to if it doesn't happen?
Absolutely.
Right? So then the next story is at Netflix. They hit 200 million subscribers.
Do the math real quick. Is that in the UK or surely there must be more than that?
No, 200 million globally.
Okay, I thought it'd be more. Well, first of all, the UK population is not that, so it's not the UK.
Yeah.
Clearly. Okay, fine.
No, it's a significant milestone. They're saying
calculator, please.
Hold on, 37 million new subscribers in 2020. So basically, because everyone's at home, what are you asking me to calculate? Sorry.
What does it cost for Netflix? 15
I don't even know, to be honest.
Let's call it $9.99. Don't we have Netflix though?
I know.
Yeah, so let's call it $9.99. $9.99. Go on.
I love that you want me to calculate 200 million.
Yeah, also about $9.99.
$9.99.
Okay, so nearly a £2 billion pound revenue per year.
Yeah. And it's saying it had a blockbuster quarterly revenue of 6.66 billion, up from 5.45 billion.
And can you pay for extra services on Netflix?
Well, we pay for an account that allows extra TVs and extra people to watch it at the same time. So
we
probably pay more than $9.99.
Let's say there's a premium, there's a show on, or like...
No.
Yeah, no.
I think you just get access to everything if you've got the membership, so that's all you get.
Okay, cool. All right.
I know.
Hope you guys have got your Netflix shares. It will continue to go up.
I was happy about my shares. I was like, okay, well, it's working.
Is it going up for you?
Yeah, yeah, stable. And you know what? I quite like stable investments. So
Yeah.
it's a stable one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're saying they no longer have to rely on debt to fund its day-to-day operations, which is a really interesting final line they put on that sentence. So they were doing 5.4 billion a quarter,
And we're still
relying on debt. But they're buying a lot of content. As if they're buying any of these major films and so on, they're competing with cinemas or the normal
Not
infrastructure,
anymore.
but not anymore. So maybe they've got more negotiating power.
But again, I bet you some of those Netflix deals are not paid up front to SMEs and these people creating content. They structure licensing deals and subject to its success and all these other things.
It's probably similar to a Spotify scenario where it's based on how many people watch it, right? They get paid per royalties per view or whatever.
Yeah, well, good for Netflix.
So shall we go with? And I've got two more
I'm
stories.
pretty sure I had bought some Netflix shares and sold them.
Shall I look at how much my shares are doing right now?
Have a quick look. What's the next one?
Well, I can't look at my shares.
Well, you can talk about it and then I
story.
can do that afterwards.
Oh wow! I mean, you're asking a lot, to be honest. I feel.
Ooh. Your account.
Oh, that's the wrong account. It shows I've got too many accounts. It's not even in that one.
No, I saw it there.
Was it?
Well, anyway, what's the next story? Go on.
All right. The next story is on good story or bad story.
Good.
Okay. So Easyjet have reported a 250% surge in bookings
Since.
for summer this year. So basically,
does it specify which countries?
It doesn't. It just says.
But Easyjet is Europe mostly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people are booking for summer. They're like, they've been in their house, they've not had their holidays. 250% increase in bookings for summer compared to last year, based on that kind of pent up, need for holidays and so on. So it's a bit crazy. So yeah, that's the Easyjet story.
Yeah, I think it's cool. That's good. I like that. Do you think there's going to be? Well, there's new. Brexit. What does it mean for travel?
Well, that's the other thing, I guess, because you don't know really what's going to happen yet. We don't know if our passport will let us even come into Europe, if there'll be visas.
No, we do know. You can. The rules are there. I just don't know what they are yet.
Okay, I don't know.
You can still travel.
You can travel, of course you can
Well, we just
travel.
don't know what the rules
You don't know what the rules
regulations
are. As I said, if you need a visa and so on.
You probably don't need a visa. On arrival, you probably have to pay 20 quid.
No, you're just assuming that based on Turkey.
Yeah, because it's like, they're like, listen, we need our money.
I mean, it's not a fact, is it?
Here's our money.
Yeah. All right. And final one.
Mm-hmm.
HSBC.
Yeah.
They decided to close 82 branches due to the pandemic. So I thought it was really interesting because they're like blaming the pandemic for closing the branches. They're saying that people have shifted towards telephone and internet banking, and therefore people don't need it anymore. And so
Does it say anything about job?
so 35,000 jobs.
That's outrageous because you know what? So a lot of these banks these days, their telephone service
It's shockingly bad.
is shocking.
Yeah.
So why do they not just reallocate some of those positions, those people who would be taking and counting money on a typical day? Why do they not just take them and put them on the phones? Because it takes you 45 minutes to speak to somebody.
And that's why I said the bad story. Because I understand the removal of the presence, but then it becomes...
They've saved so much money on accommodation now. They say, not accommodation, retail space.
Retail space, yeah.
Reallocate those jobs.
Yeah,
Improve the service.
Yeah. Say 90% on the phone, but you can't even get through to them on the phone. You can't. They stopped opening business bank accounts, didn't they?
Yeah,
So
a lot of these
banks
banks are, which
did.
is why I like an
online bank.
Online bank.
But so if they're saying that's the case, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up, does it? You save money by closing all these branches, but you're cutting 35,000 jobs globally. Really?
They make. I don't know how the retail banking works, but by having the branch, do they make money? How do they make money by having a branch?
No, but it's a service. It's so easy to close all these banks and stuff. But
My question is more about. Sorry to cut you, but my question is more about: are they losing income
by having the branch? You mean?
By not having the branch. So like, what's the purpose of the branch? Okay, to deposit money, to speak to somebody or whatever, to support older people or whatever.
Yeah.
But are they like making money by having that branch?
No, maybe not. But I think some people still want traditional banking. I say all of this, and then I've probably not been into a bank for a very, very long time. But I'm on the younger side of life. What about what about the older people? What do they do? I think it's a bit crazy.
What do you guys think?
And
How do
there's
you
my
feel?
4 stories.
about the closure of branches. Are you traveling this year? 2021? Where are you going? Maybe you're coming to Dubai?
But more to the point, the reason why I chose those 4 stories, I think it's an illustration of the fact that there are opportunities and there are losses during this time. And people keep saying to me, they want to start a business, they're not sure, there's a pandemic on and stuff. Well, 9 million people are on furlough at the moment. Is it 10? It's gone up.
It was 9.9 in December, mid-December.
Cool.
So
10 million people are at home on 80% salary, you know, still really wanting to spend. This is an opportunity for some businesses. Like Netflix has done really well out of it. You know, they're not, obviously they're a huge business anyway, but it just shows that, you know, in a pandemic, there are wins and losses.
Absolutely.
So you're going to be winning or you're going to be losing.
And on that note, please tune into our content every Friday. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm Bianca.
I'm Byron.
Self-made?
For success.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.